up here with my new Movmax Grip Dolly that I bought for $299. You already know my stupid maintenance man keeps trying to build me a Dana Dolly slider without paying Dana Dolly prices. But so far, I have not been impressed. When I saw something with the quality of this Movmax Dolly for $299, I had to buy it to show him what a professional dolly actually looks like. Now, my maintenance man paid $170 for Pro-Am wheels, $50 for this aluminum plate, extra hardware, this riser, and don't forget about all the beer that he drank while he was working on it. When you add it all up, this cost the same as this. So why is he building me homemade garbage when I can buy pro gear for the same price? I don't really know, but he's very close to being fired again. So let's compare this cheap homemade dolly, this useless glide gear dolly, and this professional Movmax dolly. My maintenance man keeps telling me we can save money by building our own equipment. But in this case, he was way wrong. Now, I will admit he has built some pretty nice tools for me. But sometimes you just can't replicate the quality of high-end professional tools. Just take a look at these track dollies side by side. You can't really compare the two, can you? Then look at the track holders. How can you even think about trying to build something as nice as the Movmax track ends? Especially when you consider the cost would be virtually the same. The workmanship here, they've got threaded inserts. It has all the connectors for your rigging. But the real difference is how these perform on set. So we started out with the Dev Dolly, made by Glide Gear, and we all know how that turned out. It's squeaky, it's loud. We tried to fix the wheels, it doesn't do anything, it's hard to push. You can't push it, it doesn't go anyplace. That's ridiculous. Then my maintenance man built me this beautiful, homemade, whatever it is. And I was impressed for a minute, but it looks like this. It looks like we made it. Not that that's terribly bad. This homemade dolly is relatively smooth. We put a 75mm bowl on top, and it'll do the job. Then we discovered the Movmax. This is really next level. This is a 10-foot set of rails, and this thing will move effortlessly down this track, back and forth, without any issue, even with a heavy load. My maintenance man spent so much time on this. Not that it's bad, but we could have bought this without doing any work. The homemade dolly is nice, but the Movmax is sexy. So I know I said the Movmax was $299, which is absolutely true. But at $299, you only get the dolly. You don't get the camera holder. That's sold separately, and it'll cost you another $120 or so. Now you're close to $500 with tax and shipping, and you still don't have the track holders. Of course, you can build track holders in a few minutes with a hand drill, 2 pieces of any type of metal, steel, aluminum, or whatever you have, a couple $10 TVMP connectors, and 4 $3 truss clamps. As for mounting a camera or fluid head, you can just add a simple plate across the dolly. There are plenty of holes to mount to, but it does detract a little bit from the overall professional look. But if that's your budget, you can order a piece like this for $7 on eBay, and then drill it out and attach it to the dolly. For $299 and a $7 plate, it's a hell of a buy. You are going to need to make your own track ends, but you're looking at $350 all in except for the rails, and you've got one hell of a dolly. However, if you're willing to spend $500, you can actually buy the complete standard kit for $499. Now the standard kit includes 75mm and 100mm adapters, as well as the track holders, center support, hardware, and tools. The only thing the standard kit doesn't have is the Mitchell mount, and the 150 millimeter bowl and case. I know that 99% of you will never use the Mitchell mount or the 150 millimeter bowl. The case, in my opinion, is oversized, bulky, and more of a pain to travel with than a convenience. Like you should be able, in this size case, you should be able to get your dolly, your track ends, your camera, everything else, and not just the dolly. So I think the case is more to impress than to travel. So I really recommend the standard kit, which seems to be the best value. If you want the entire kit, you can get it right now for $999. But the regular retail price is $1299. So I don't know how much longer it will be available at that price. Let me be clear, I purchased these with my own money. I'm not sponsored by the company, I didn't get anything for free, and if anyone has watched any of my videos, you know I don't hold back punches. If something has a flaw, I'm gonna tell you. In other words, I'm not kissing anybody's ass to get free gear. So if I'm saying it's a good product, then I truly believe it. And in my opinion, this is a good product. So why is the product being sold well below the intended retail right now? After speaking with the US distributor in Los Angeles, the company, VAXIS, is a Chinese company with strong roots in the Chinese film industry. They just started distributing this product in the US. So they really want to get into the US market. And for you and me, that means it's a chance to get a really high-end product at a really great price. As far as the China company VAXIS, I don't know anything about the company or their other products. But you can check out their website and you'll see they have some really cool toys. Their products are being used on top Hollywood productions, unlike this Glide Gear Dolly, which incidentally sells a similar kit for the same $499, but with much lower end parts. Okay, the Glide Gear kit does come with a riser and a case for $499, but it only comes with a 75 millimeter bowl adapter. And if you put the parts side by side for the exact same price, you have to wonder why anyone would buy the Glide Gear kit. Plus, with Glide Gear, you get the famous Glide Gear wheels. Famous for being bad, of course. Ultimately, we do need to talk about the elephant in the room. The long-reigning king, the Dana Dolly. I think the Movmax Grip Dolly is actually a step up from the Dana Dolly. The quality and workmanship is really next level. Now, in full disclosure, I've never used the Dana Dolly, but looking at the construction and simplicity, you just can't compare it with the Movmax Grip Dolly. I considered renting a Dana Dolly to compare it, but I figured it'd be so beat up, it wouldn't be a fair comparison. But I'm sure, based on its reputation alone, the Dana Dolly is a great piece of equipment. But as with any product, it could always be better. And Movmax is no exception to that rule. So let me tell you what I don't like about the Movmax kit. There isn't anything in the kit that I don't like. Well, except for these cheap China clamps. But it's what's missing from the kit that's an issue for me. There's no way to keep it in one place, no break. Just these cheap-ass Harbor Freight plastic spring clamps that you're supposed to put on each end to keep it from rolling. Now, who makes a product like this and puts two of these plastic shit clamps in as a braking solution? Second, there's no anti-tip. You put a $100,000 camera on this, and it could fall right off. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to have someone hold it all day, or do you have a camera tender? Just go hire somebody for the day to make sure it doesn't fall off. You're gonna take it all off of your tracks and put it someplace where it's safe, and then set it up again. No, you wanna get your shots set up, you wanna use it, you don't wanna be moving it around. So, yep, leave it to China to leave off the brakes. That seems like a serious oversight not to have some gear protection device. Now, of course you can make something. I had my maintenance man make this from aluminum we bought at Home Depot. It's a simple solution, and they do give you loads of mounting holes, but it looks cheap, and I feel like something this high-end should come with something more professional. Theoretically, that'll keep it from coming off and crashing, but it will interfere with a center support. So if you had your rail support in the center, you're not going to be able to go by it. Besides the fact that it could easily fall off and destroy your gear, This is honestly one of the nicest pieces of equipment I've ever seen. And with that, I'm going to wrap up this review because my video guy is waving at me to finish so he can come play with it. And I want to be done because I need to get another beer. All right, shut up.
What did I say? Dolly?
Shut up and run the teleprompter.
Okay.
Stop laughing. God, man. Thinks everything's funny.